Hello, sinners. It is I, Father Evil, and I invite you to Destination Station on YouTube.
Bagels and go to Destination Station. This buddy is the bomb.
Yep.
Love it.
Yep.
Fucking A.
Yep.
I had to say that for a reason.
Freddie, take that, motherfucker.
All right. Okay. Fuck you. Yeah.
Jamie Kennedy. Subscribe to my man, Destination Station, right now if you want the best content.
Destination Station, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the stream. It's been a long time. It's been a very long time. This was kind of a last minute thing to bring it back tonight. We were supposed to do it last night, but hey, stuff happens. We're gonna see how it turns out tonight. We're just kind of winging it. We're gonna talk about all the new upcoming news that we've been getting for Scream 7, which is some's good, some is bad. A lot of people are mixed on. We're gonna dive into all of that tonight. We're just gonna get we're gonna get our toes wet. We're gonna get back into some more Scream talk. Scream talk is officially back. We got a lot to talk about between now and the release of the movie coming out in February of 2026. Let me know if the audio is okay between the music and my voice audio, my mic and everything. I just want to make sure you can hear me clearly and it's balanced on your end. You can never really tell on these streams. I just want to make sure that it is good for the y'all, you know. So yeah, I'm glad to see that we have some people coming back in and everything. Like Saturday night is not my typical night to do Scream talk. How do you like Saturday nights? Is it better than Friday nights? Friday night was always the night we were going to do it. Horror Talk is also coming back weekly. 2025 is got a lot in work for it. I mean, we got a really good year for horror. We're going to get more into that later on. But it's a great time to be a Scream fan because we got so much to talk about. There is so much going on. What the hell is going on with Scream 7? Really, I want to hear your questions in the comment section. Bring them to me. Also, if you've read my banner down here, this is something that I'm considering integrating into the streams. Something that I haven't really seen done before, but I'm a 90s kid and I love like prank calls, prank videos and stuff like that. And I started thinking, I was like, what if we brought that to the live stream? What if we started doing that every week? We started doing prank calls on people that you want to be pranked. It could be your mom, your sister, your coworker, the boss that you fucking hate. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. But we would do the prank here on the channel live. And if you want to do it GHOSTFACE style, we can do it GHOSTFACE style. If you want me to do something else, you know, I do a lot of different voices and stuff. I think that would be a lot of fun to just kind of integrate on the stream, you know. So yeah, super chats do go to the front line. They're prioritized. Same thing with the prank calls. But is that something that y'all would even be interested in? Like prank calling some of your loved ones or some of the people that are your enemies, maybe, you know, like I will do it for you. I promise. Right here, we'll make it live. Confidentiality. We won't put their number up here or anything like that. None of their personal info or anything. It will go to. You'll have to message me on my Instagram. Link is in the description. So yeah, let me know if you want to do that. We will play it by ear and see how it goes. I just think that would be something fun. I remember being younger with a bunch of friends and just loving prank calling people. Even like I remember prank calling my boss. And I pretended to be like somebody from Guatemala and like his credit card was like got hacked or something. Like I don't even remember what we were doing, but it was so funny and it was so believable. And it was so hilarious just to see him stressing out at work. And he really thought it was somebody from like Guatemala hacking him. So yeah, stuff like that I would love to like see come back. We don't get enough like prank calls type videos like we did back in the day. But I am going to get to the chat. Let me know again while people are starting to, flow in and everything. Glad to see you back. I hope you're glad to see me back. How do you like the new setup? Do you like the new vibe? Do you like the new, what is it? The new branding and everything? Is the music cool? Does it get you hyped? Does it have mood and atmosphere? I want to know. And also, if you know me for quite some time, I've never really rocked a beard. Let me know if it's good for Des. If not, I'm really thinking about shaving it off. It's not really me. I usually run the baby face. Don't hate me. Okay, the baby face and blue eyes. But lately, with the cold and everything, I've just been rocking the beard. And some people were saying they like it. Some people were like, oh, it's not you. Let me know. Really thinking about just shaving it all off. It could happen any day now. But we're going to get to the chat, because I want to talk to all of y'all. I've missed your faces. I've missed talking to y'all. It's so therapeutic, I was like, a lot of times we get stuck in like a little bit of a rut in our lives, right? We all got stuff going on. We're all on different levels, dealing with different devils, right? And I always think I'm not good at like talking about any of my problems or anything like that. But I always know that things are so much more relaxed and happier whenever I'm engaging with you all. Like, I've missed y'all. I've just taken some time out. A lot of us have to do that from time to time to just take a breather from life. Sometimes it can kick us in our ass. All right. But you know what? We're all here for one another. We're not going anywhere. We're connected. All right. I'm not trying to be cheesy here, but you know what I mean. Like, I'm just glad I'm back, and I'm glad to be able to. I'm glad to be accepted from all of y'all. Like even though how much time has passed. So yeah, let me know what you like about this whole entire vibe and everything. The new branding and everything. I'm really curious. It's all like a work. It's a work in progress right now. So, all right, let's see here. We got My Chucky Jordy says, I'll catch a replay as this is going to be 4 a.m. in England, and I'll be well asleep. Wow, yeah, 4 a.m. Yeah, I'd be asleep too, man. Cheers to you, and I'll be looking forward to seeing what you think about the stream. Yeah, definitely. Really good friend of the channel. Always engaging and there, giving his input. Always can count on Chucky Jordy. Shay Rant says, can't wait for the stream. Thanks, Shay. Shay's a good friend of the channel. I've been on his channel. He's been on mine. Really up-and-coming YouTuber, content creator. Really great stuff over there. Really good, kind-hearted guy. Just a really genuine person. Go subscribe to Shay Rants if you haven't already. If you like my stuff, you'll definitely like his stuff. Really, really cool guy. That sounded scary. Says, what's going on, station fam? What is going on, man? How's it going? Another good way back like 4 flats on a Cadillac to the channel. Good to see you, my friend. Okay, Paula's in the house. Hey, Paula, how are you? Good to see you. Very, very good to see you. Same to you, Val. Wow, it was really great to see you two ladies in the house. Val says, oh, we're already getting into it. Okay. And also, I try to give everybody their shine. Super chats do go to the top of the line, but I try to go down in order. And sometimes I can get to everybody's comment. Sometimes I cannot. It's just the way it is. And sometimes StreamYard, it jumps a little bit. So forgive me if I'm a little bit behind, but I will try to get to every one of y'all. Val is a hashtag digital bouncer. Oh, yeah. Kicking those digital trolls one stream at a time. Hell yeah. Val says, and a very big no, hell to the no with this Mark Evans. Shit emoji. Very nice, very nice. What? Everybody, this has really caught a lot of people off guard. This Mark Evans, doesn't it seem just like a big Scream 7 completely missed the mark? I mean, come on. What is going on here? This was such a rewrite at the last moment, and it makes me wonder what direction they're really going to go in with this. I mean, this is something we're going to talk on a lot more tonight. But yeah, I mean, it's been said on talk shows. Patrick Dempsey is confirmed. Radio Silence is confirmed that Mark Kincaid is married to Sidney Prescott, or Sidney Prescott's married to Mark Kincaid. And now they change it, and I'm just assuming, just like everybody else, that they just couldn't make a deal to get Patrick Dempsey back. You know, he is Sexiest Man of the Year from last year. Wasn't it last year? Was it 2024? Or was it 2023? I can't remember. But he probably just asking for a lot more money. I heard that he is working on what's that other one? Thanksgiving 2 with Eli Roth. I had a feeling he was going to come back for that. So, but I mean, just how significant is his character? And a lot of us was wondering, like, is he going to be the open kill? What's going to be going on? A lot of people are speculating that this new Mark Evans has opening death scene written all over his face. Yeah, so we're going to dive all into that, Val. I don't know what's going on. A lot of speculating, a lot of theories, a lot of predictions. Paula says she's willing to give him a chance. Interesting. You know, Paula, I guess we don't have a choice. We have to give him a chance. I just hope it's utilized right. I think I see him being possibly, I don't know about the opening kill, but I do see him dying in the movie. I see him getting taken out at some point. I can't see him being the heroic person going forward in the Scream franchise. I don't know if they're going to be trying to replace that comedic humor that Dewey brought to the table with him or not, because a lot of his background, Joe McHale's background, is comedy. And I don't want it to go to comedy. You know, I think that he will be a shocking death some way far down the line throughout the movie. Maybe not the opening kill, but, you know, somewhere down the line. You know, like in Halloween 2018 with Judy Greer's husband. You know, he was there, but he ends up getting killed later on in the movie. I think we're going to look at something like that. And that, you know, that could have been part of Patrick Dempsey's problem too. Maybe he didn't like the way his character was being portrayed. Maybe he was like, oh, I don't want my character to go out like that, you know, and they just couldn't cut a deal. But, you know, Spyglass is all about not paying people what they're worth, right? You know, we went through all that with Nev Campbell in the last one. So, okay, here's the thing. Just because we're not getting Patrick Dempsey back right now doesn't mean he's not going to come back in sometime in the future. I know a lot of people have been talking about this is not a chance for him to ever return again in the future. I don't see it like that. I look at it as hope for the future. For whatever they do with the Mark Evans, Mark Kincaid still lives. Wouldn't it be crazy if they kind of, you know, is there some sort of meta thing going on here? Because, you know, Scream franchise is always about the meta humor and flipping things on its head. I could definitely see a scene somewhere down the line where Mark Evans is meeting Mark Kincaid, and they're both named Mark, and they're just kind of like, huh, like looking at each other, you know, and like there's like this little love triangle between Sidney and Mark Evans and Mark Kincaid, you know, like I don't know. I mean, they could actually build upon it. It's not what I wanted. I wanted Sidney Prescott married to Mark Kincaid. I wanted them back as a couple. I wanted to see them go forward. You know, this one's going to have Sidney's daughter in it and her friends. And it kind of gives me the feel of Scream 4 just a little bit. Instead of it being her cousin, it's her daughter. I hope it's not quite like that. But we also got Chad and Mindy back. You know, that was another plus. I really feel like that Mindy announcement right after Patrick Dempsey, or not Patrick Dempsey, Joel McHale was shit. Sorry. I feel like that was not planned. I feel like the Joe McHale thing got dropped, and there was so much backlash and so many what the F's. I think that I think that they were like, all right, we got to drop something else and got to divert everybody's attention to something else. And they were like, oh, here's a positivity. Here's Mindy. But a lot of us is like, we could care less if Mindy's back or not. But it's kind of cool to see her back. We kind of assumed she was going to be back since Chad was back, but we don't know how significant their roles are going to be either. More on that in a minute. Let's get back to the chat. Let's see here. Val says, nah, they could have just kept Mark off screen like they did in 5 if they couldn't make a deal with McDreamy. Yeah. Yeah, you know, they could have just... You're right. You're right about that, Val. Like, they could have just... Unless they got bigger plans. Unless, like, Kevin Williamson came on board and said, hey, what if we took this approach? Because you know his creativity stamp is going to be all over this movie now that he's on board. He's in the director's chair. So he's going to be like, what if we switch gears and we make it seem like this and we get people thinking this way? You know, it's like that Kansas City Shuffle. What was that movie? Lucky Number 7? Slevin? Whatever that movie was called. And it's like, we got people looking over here, but then we're doing something over here. I'm hoping they do something smart with it. Probably not. This is just me hoping for the best, expecting the worst. I don't know. But yeah, it doesn't mean that we won't ever see Mark Kincaid back. But we probably won't see him as Sidney's husband ever. Unless that's like the end game. Like, they see each other and they fall in love. And we have that moment kind of like Dewey and Gale at the end of Scream 3. Could do something like that and then just wrap it up in a little bow. Happily ever after. Mark Evans gets killed or is a Ghostface. And then she meets Mark Kincaid again. And, you know, all hunky-dory. McDreamy's back in the saddle. I don't know. Val says, Destin, glad to see you back. Miss you bunches, buddy. Thank you, Val. That's very sweet of you. I've missed you. And I've missed everybody. I am so glad to be here. I should have done this a lot sooner. Some of y'all that are closer to me than others, y'all know what's going on in my life and the level of difficulties I've been dealing with. But, you know, we're not going to touch on that tonight. But, you know, like I said earlier, life can be rough sometimes. Let's just say that. But I am glad to see you. And I'm glad. Thank you for the love. I really appreciate that. May Ann's in the house. Hello, Destin. Hey, everyone. What's up, May Ann? Good friend of the channel. I hope you are doing well. Awesome. Awesome to see you. Patricia Taylor's in the house. What's up, Patricia? Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the party. Good to see you. Awesome. Awesome. Scott says hi to everyone. Tell Scott I said hey. Hope he's doing well. Let's see here. Paula said either way it's fine with me. Yeah, I think, you know, like, I think it's always going to be in the back of our mind and kind of being like bothering us a little bit. But if once we see the movie play out, and depending on how they depict the character and how much screen time they get and all that kind of stuff and what they do with it, maybe this is a chance for them to, and this is so weird to say out loud, maybe this is a chance because we're told that Scream 8's already been greenlit. And maybe Scream 9, and maybe they got this new trilogy and they're going to have this whole arc and everything. Hopefully. That's what we've kind of tried to do a couple of times now. Hopefully this one goes through fruition. But let's say that Sidney and company is here and her husband gets killed somewhere in this one or in the next one. And then she, in her mind, maybe we go on this journey where she's like, I'm just not going to be with anybody ever again. And maybe her and her daughter's like, no, you need to be happy, mom, blah, blah, blah. I could see this whole banter back and forth, mom-daughter thing. And then maybe Mark Kincaid appears somewhere in the next one. Or in Scream 9, or whatever they call it. And it kind of grows into that. and then she gets her happy ending at the end. I would be okay with that if that's what they do to make up for what is being done now. What do you think about that? Patricia says, Scott wants to know, what do you think the idea of different colored Ghostface robes for future screen films, brown, red? I don't like that at all, Patricia. I honestly, like, I know they got all that kind of stuff, different masks and stuff like that. I like the whole cracked mask because it's not too far off. It's just aged, and it's kind of cool what they did with Scream 6 with the mask. But as far as different colored, I think that's going to take you out of the movie. It's not going to be as scary. Unless they do something like a parade moment, it had to be like one scene. You know, like a group of ghost faces or something going on, like a stab-a-thon or something. And there's a bunch of ghost faces, and you got a red ghost face, and then you got a green one, then you got a white one, then you got, you know, whatever. And you don't know which one is Ghostface. And if someone gets killed in that fashion to kind of like toy with our victims, I'm okay with that. But I don't want to see just regular old different colored Ghostface costumes. I really don't. Let's see here. Oh yeah, Jamie's in the house. What's up, Jamie? What is going on, friend? Another hashtag digital bouncer. Good to see you, Jamie. Glad to have you here. Hope all is well, my friend. Michael Burkay, why did they fucking choose Joel McHale to be Neve Campbell's husband in Scream 7? Jamie Kennedy. What? Where'd Jamie Kennedy come from? Wait. Why did they fucking choose Joel McHale to be Neve Campbell's husband in Scream 7? Jamie Kennedy. I don't know, man. Like I said, I think they just completely missed the mark. I think that it was a last-minute decision. I think that they were hoping to get Mark Kincaid Patrick Dempsey, and I think they just could not get a deal done. That's what I think. And so they were like, oh, well, they never said what last name in Scream 5, so they retconned it, even though they talked about it on a few different interviews that and said that she's married to Mark Kincaid. You know, like it's baffling to me. It makes me wonder what direction they're going to go into with this, and it makes me wonder, are they going to go goofy again? I don't want to see the franchise go as goofy as Scream 3 and Scream 4 again. I don't want to go down that road again. You know, I like the seriousness of 5 and 6, even though it had its flaws. It was a little mean. Maybe it was a little too, maybe Ghostface was a little bit too violent, but it definitely brought it back to where it felt like, okay, these people feel real. We don't feel like we're in a CW movie. Okay. 3 and 4 just kind of was like that. Those were rocky waters, if you will. I guess you would say. I don't know why Joe McHale. He was a dad figure in that movie It's a Wonderful Knife that came out year before last. Yeah, the 2 Christmases ago. And so I guess he's kind of dabbled in horror just a little bit, but he's not really one to be taken serious. Like, honestly, I see him as a Death or a Ghostface. And I hope we can still get Mark Kincaid to save the day in some way. You know, like, all we know is that this was a last minute decision. This was a rewrite at the very last minute. I'm not happy about it, but you know what it makes me feel like? This.
Got it. Okay. And this is the upper.
Enough! Do you want my head to explode? In the name of all that is good and decent, no more for today!
That's how it makes me feel. Honestly. So yeah. I hope they can just right those wrongs. But it says Gary Barber all over it, doesn't it? That's what it feels like. It feels like Gary Barber doing some Gary Barber shit. I wish I still had his picture up here. I should have got that for the stream. But we used to mess with that back in the day when he wouldn't sign Nev, and now we're dealing. Which Mark Kincaid's character is not a Sidney Prescott. Okay, so it's just it kind of caught us a lot off guard. I think the movie's still going to deliver. I don't think it's going to make or break the movie, but it's definitely going to be in the back of our minds, and we're going to be like, what could have been? But as long as they can make up for the future and show what will be, I'm okay with that if they right their wrongs. So, it's up to us, it's up to me, it's up to you, it's up to all of us to tweak the shit out of Spyglass and Gary Barber's ass and say, hey, get this shit right, get your shit together, and quit fucking with our franchise. Our voices matter in this. Anyways, Thomas Clark's in the house, thinking Martha Meeks will get the Casey Becker treatment, causing the twins to come. That will bring the original trilogy and the current storyline together. Thomas, I like the way you think, because I have talked about this several times on my channel. I think Martha Meeks would be a great opening cue. But the only way that I think that this would bring everyone together is if this is set in Woodsboro. And I don't think this is going to be set in Woodsboro. A lot of people are saying this is going to be set in Seattle, even though it's being filmed in Atlanta, Georgia. Also, keep in mind, we could be in Atlanta, Georgia, because a lot of this stuff that we thought that was confirmed, like Mark Kincaid, turned on its head and it didn't happen. They can change things as they go. So, I want to know, is Kirby Reed back? With it being Atlanta, Georgia, and I'm not saying that they're going to set it in Atlanta, Georgia, even though that's where it's being filmed. A lot of people are speculating it's Seattle because that's where Sidney resided. I want to see if she could come back. Honestly, after Scream 6, any city, I don't really care. You know what I mean? As long as the movie's good, because there's been like Scream 4 didn't really feel like Woodsboro to me. You called it Woodsboro, but it didn't feel like 1996 Woodsboro, in my opinion. So, I feel like the New York was supposed to be a big setting, but you know what I mean? Like, the setting has to be... Oh, okay. I'm getting off topic here. Sorry. Thomas, Martha Meeks, it makes sense to make her the opening kill if we're coming back to Woodsboro. Because I could always see... I actually thought about it the other way. I thought about Chad or Mindy, or both of them getting killed, and Sidney coming back to Woodsboro for the funeral and seeing Martha Meeks, and there be some friction between Martha and Sidney at the funeral right after, and maybe Sidney's like, I gotta get out of here. She just buried her kids. She gives her a piece of her mind, like, hey, my brother died, now my kids are dead. Your death, blah, blah, blah. And then she accepts that and takes it. And she starts to walk away. And before she can get out of town, she gets a phone call. And something keeps her there. Like, I thought about something like that. But yeah, either way, Martha Meeks getting the Casey Becker treatment, being the opening kill, or the twins. I can see it going either way if we're back in Woodsboro. So yeah. I see where your head's at. I like it. I like it a lot. Rocky Balboa's in the house. What's up? It ain't over until it's over. Good to see you, Rocky Balboa. Hope you're doing well. Dang, I'm getting behind on the chat. Val says, digging the beard, Destin. Thank you, Val. I don't know if it's me. I really don't. Some people like it. Some people are like, hey, it's not you. Go back to Babyface. So yeah, thank you. I appreciate the feedback. Jamie says, I love the font in the background. Faux show. Awesome. That's the thing. We toyed on this channel like Destination Station being like a train station or something. And I was like, you know what? It needs to just be a channel. on an old horror TV, and that's where I came up with all this. So, yeah. Thank you for the feedback, Jamie. I'm digging it too. I appreciate that. Mayanne says, I dig the beard. Awesome. Thank you, Mayanne. I appreciate it. I might hang on to it for a little bit. Your beard looks cool. Jamie Kennedy. Oh, yeah. Jamie Kennedy's beard. Yeah, man. It's out there. It's definitely out there. But yeah, he definitely can rock it better than me. I don't think I think this is the longest my facial hair has ever been. Honestly. Like, some of my friends saw me and they were just like, dude, you look like Tom Green. I'm like, what the? I don't know if I should be mad or happy about that comment. Anyways, TT is gone. Who is TT? TT is gone. I don't know. My brain's not working. No problem. Kirsten Marie's in the house. Just wanted to pop in and say hi and smash that like button. I can't stay. See you all soon. Thank you, Kirsten. Good to see you. Good friend of the channel. Good friend of mine. Thank you. Yes, please smash that like button. If you're popping in, popping out, and can't stay long, you know, we're just kind of winging it tonight and hanging out, kicking back, and just chilling out to some Scream talk. You know, we're just getting our feet wet. But yeah, thank you, Kirsten. I appreciate that. Another hashtag digital bouncer. Kick controls asses one stream at a time. Oh yeah. Good to see you. Good to see you. Let's see here. Sorry, Destin, I used Jamie K. It's all good, bro. No problem. Patricia says, Scott has been driving me crazy with Scream 7. This Scream 7 that he misses talking to you. He says he's sorry. I want to see The Conjuring 4, but Scott doesn't know how can I get him to take. I don't know, Patricia. It's kind of, I'm all about giving extra chances and stuff like that. We'll see. Some time has passed now. We'll see what we can do, Patricia. I have to talk to the fam and everything. So yeah, I've had some crazy stuff happen to me. You know, a lot of threats on different social media, even towards my family and my kids and myself. It got crazy there for a minute, you know, like a year ago. And a lot of y'all know what I'm talking about. But yeah, I had some really crazy threats going on. And someone found out where I lived. It was insane. It was ridiculous. So yeah. Flet's in the house. What's up? What's up, man? Good to see you. Another great channel. Go check out Flet's Movies and Pop Culture 13. Really great stuff over there. Rocky Balboa says, I'm sorry. I'm so angry about what they've done with Patrick Dempsey. I am too, man. Like, I mean, I don't know if I'm angry. It just really caught me off guard that they would do something like that. You know? Like, they had to have known how that was going to be taken. Or maybe they didn't. Maybe they thought it was an easy change and it was, like, insignificant. Like I said, it sounds like something Gary Barber would have done. Not knowing the fans at all. So, maybe... I mean, think about this. If we did get Mark Kincaid back and the end result was that he got killed by Ghostface early on, either opening scene or somewhere in between, would we be more angry? Or does this give an opportunity for them to kill off Joel McHale and bring back Mark Kincaid later on? You know, for something more significant. Joe McHale is either a death or he's Ghostface. I could see him playing Ghostface. Just having, you know, because he's like that likable character on Community. He's on a lot of TV shows. He's in a lot of comedy stuff. You wouldn't expect him. And he's probably going to have a lot of charisma in this movie. And you're probably going to really like him. And he's Sidney's husband. And yada, yada, yada. Now, what if this... Let's say that she's married to Mark Evans, but he's not the father of her kids. And that's kind of a mystery. You know, like it's kind of like unsaid a little bit. He's more like the stepdad filling in. You know what I mean? How do you feel about that if they kind of played on that angle? Lady Luna, what's up, lady? My friend, good to see you. Welcome to the party. Let's see here. I love a blind side when it comes to Scream. Me too. I love to be surprised. Please surprise me. That's how I feel. Please, like, I want to be like caught off guard. Absolutely, absolutely. Let's see here. Rocky says, the movie sounds so cliche now. Mindy and Chad serve Randy's role. They'll explain the rules and tropes to Sidney. It feels so generic. I don't know. Is that really how they're going to take this? Do you think that, even though that Mindy was the Randy role, pretty much, not really Chad, but Mindy being that Randy role, I hope we get a new Randy type character in this. I hope we get somebody else explaining the rules. I hope it isn't Mindy explaining the rules in this. That's what I'm hoping. Maybe she's our opening kill, and that's what brings Chad in with Sidney in the group. You know, maybe we'll get more Chad than Mindy. Maybe Mindy's the opening kill. What if she's like the bartender at that bar or something like that? You know, and what if Chad's there with Celeste? You know, they're supposedly filming, and Chad's there, and him and Mindy have their last words, and smart ass to want to, you know, as siblings do, and then Chad goes over there and has dinner and drinks with his girlfriend Celeste, if that's his girlfriend, or maybe they're just friends or colleagues, whatever. And then they leave the bar, and it's closing time, and then Mindy's there, left to clean up, and Mindy ends up getting killed. I could see something like that. Am I thinking too into it? Or am I overthinking it? Or am I underthinking it? I don't know. But I would love to see a new Randy type character giving up the rules and being that type of character. Mindy just isn't doing it for me. She was okay in Scream 5. Scream 6 seemed very... Man, I just wasn't... I don't know what they were doing with it. Even like she should have died. Honestly. I know that's so awful to say, but she should have died. It was just kind of weird how she showed up at the end too. I don't know. There's a lot of shoehorn stuff in Scream 6 that was just like, what is going on right now? Lady Luna says, I can't stay tonight, but wanted to come show some love. Hope everyone is well. Awesome. Let's see here. Thank you so much, lady. You're super awesome. I really appreciate your support to the channel. Hashtag Digital Bouncer. Oh yeah, good to see you, my friend. Hope to see more of you in the future streams. We're gonna start streaming a lot more now. Honestly, like, I need y'all in my life. I really do. Get some rest, lady, for sure. Let's see here. DJ says, and all the mod squad. Man, hell yeah. Man, I wish they would bring back... Okay, we got Wolfman, and we're getting on topic with Scream, but we got Wolfman in cinemas right now, right? I wish they would do like this like Universal monster universe that they were wanting to do when they were coming out with the Tom Cruise's The Mummy, you know? But I wish they would like make it, you know, lower in scope, not like a huge action movie, you know? And kind of build to like a monster squad. I know you're saying mod squad, but like I want to see the monster squad doesn't get enough love. Wolfman's got nards. So yeah, I want to see that like a build a universe, and then we got the monster squads coming up too, and that would be awesome. Have a big epic monster squad in game. What do you think about that? Michael says, Destiny, it's bullshit using Joel McHale as Mark Evans instead of Mark Kincaid. McDreamy not being gay or anything. Damn. Yeah, man, it's like I said, this is a hot topic right now. A lot of people just are not happy about this switcheroo we got going on here. It is. It's okay. Mikhail is not Patrick Dempsey. He's not going to pull off that vibe. What is going to be Mikhail's like? What's his what the hell is his occupation? Do you really see him being the protective type of dad over Sidney? Sidney needs a protector. Mark Kincaid would have been that. He was a detective. He was there through, even though he got his ass kicked by Roman in Scream 3, which I thought that was like too on the nose, just getting his nose busted up, and then he's like, go get that son of a bitch, and gives his gun over to Dewey and Gale. I'm like, I call bullshit. He's going to get up and he's going to be the second killer. That's what I was thinking. I was really thinking, I really wanted it to be like that. And I was kind of like, all right, is he going to come back one day and be a killer? Also, what do y'all think about this? Let me see here. Where am I? Oh, this just jumped on me. What do y'all think about this? All right, we're going to switch gears for just a second. I want to see what you think about this real quick. What do you think about this whole rumor going around? Scream 7 is going to take a true crime angle. And instead of like being a stab movie, Gil's going to be like having this true crime like investigation. You know, they touched on it in Scream 6, but like, what do you think about that? Okay, so I've seen some rumors lately, like, and I'm talking about like today. So this is like news, and I don't know how legit they are. I don't know what's true and what's not. I have to dive more deeper into it. But allegedly, there's like, you know how the working title for Scream 7 is Scar Tissue. And apparently there's a psychiatric ward or something that is a setting in this film. And a lot of people are like, oh, could that be Stu Macher or Jill breaking out? Because like apparently that there's something that got leaked that like a inmate escapes and then gets ran over, like an accident happens, and apparently allegedly it's Gale Weathers that causes the accident, like runs him over on accident, and that's why she loses her morning show. Now take all this with a grain of salt, because I've just heard about this. How true is that going to be? I don't know. How close is that to Halloween Kills with the whole, you know, the inpatient on the run ends up falling, an accident occurs, you know, all that kind of stuff. Kind of close to that. Now, I don't know if I like the whole angle of like Gale Weathers running over a guy on accident and then losing her entire show. How is that going to play out? I don't know. It sounds like, okay, you want to say that she lost her show? Say it in a different way. Don't let that be the reason. I feel like that's too much. That's just a little too much in my opinion. And then now she's got this true crime documentary podcast or whatever she's trying to do and get footage and all that kind of stuff. And it like I'm okay with her taking this angle. But I don't want that to be the reason why she lost her show. You could be like, oh, she just isn't getting the ratings, or, you know, take the angle. I started thinking, like, take the angle of that movie recently, The Substance, with Demi Moore. You know, maybe she's just, you know, older and she's not as young, and maybe they bring in this new young person that like takes over the morning show, and she's just not the hot thing anymore. So she has to adapt and take a true crime podcast documentary style angle, you know. Do that. I would like that a lot more. What do you think about it? Am I wrong or am I right? When I'm right, I'm wrong. When I'm wrong, I'm right. Let's see here. Dang, where was I? Val says Mikhail is a great comedic actor, but just not Scream material. I say the same thing. Honestly, Val, I take that back. I think Mikhail fits okay in the Scream universe. Going back on a lot of stuff in the past, thinking of Allison Brie, you know, thinking of all these other actors look at what was the cop in Scream 4? He was a comedy actor. I can't even think of his name now. He was in a bunch of movies, like in Barbershop and a bunch of Ice Cube movies, and he was always in the comedy movies, and he was kind of comedic as a cop in Scream 4. I think Mikhail works well in the Scream universe, just not replacing Kincaid. I could see him being like a dopey cop, deputy, or I don't know, like somebody that's another news reporter or something that's going against Gale Weathers or something, you know, like he seems like he has that a little bit charisma, comedic chops, but he could also be like a snarky asshole if he wanted to be. Like, I think he works okay in the Scream universe, just not in the role that they picked him for. Unless he gets picked off early. This has Gary Barber written all over it. Yeah, dude, I'm gonna make a shirt. How many of y'all would buy the shirt because I'm gonna mess around with my shop and do some, you know, add my new branding and everything to shirts and hats and coffee mugs and stuff, and put like complete Scream 7 completely missed the mark. Put Mark Kincaid, Joel McHale on there, and then put like this has Gary Barber written all over it. Wear that to horror conventions. That would be hilarious. I still think there's still a chance for Mark Kincaid to do a cameo. I think so too. Think about it if they have something sweeter up their sleeve or Neb and Mark, you know, or Sidney and Mark. Like near the end of the movie, like Mark Kincaid still appears, you know, like it's a surprise to us. And like, what if Mikhail is Mark Evans is a killer, and then we got Mark Kincaid coming in to save the day or whatever? So it's like a mark for a mark, kind of weird. But Mark Evans, like the first thing that came to my mind when I heard the name Mark Evans was Scream 2. Jada Pinkett Smith's character in Scream 2, Maureen Evans. Now, come on. Like, we already know in Scream 2 that they were trying to copycat Woodsboro Murders, and with, you know, Steven and Casey Becker and all that, and Maureen Prescott, all that kind of stuff. So, like, are we going to get something similar here? Like, what are we doing here? Because you got to think about it, like, Scream 2 had Kevin Williamson on it. Scream 3 he's not really a big fan of. He had a completely different idea for it, and they scrapped it. So, I was kind of, honestly, I know a lot of people don't really like Scream 3. I've grown to love it more. I think it would have been a bigger hit today. If it would have came out today, you know, because we get a lot of mystery whodunits nowadays. Scream 3 has a lot of fun to be had. Does it get a little goofy? Yes. Scream 4 does as well, though. But I like some of the coolness about Scream 3. You know, I like Milton's mansion. I like the Hollywood setting. Some of the characters, even though they're kind of comedic, it's kind of fun. You know, like it's not like goofy and there's some cringe, but I feel like Scream 4 had more cringe, in my opinion, when it comes to the comedy. You know, that took me out of it. Scream 3, I still like it. In a way. And I still wanted to see Scream 7 mirror Scream 3 to some capacity. I wanted that voice modulator back. I wanted to see that back. I would love to see Ghostface use that voice modulator and use Dewey's voice to Gale Weathers, taunting her, weakening her before he kills her. And yes, Gale Weathers needs to die in this movie. She should have died in 6. I think it would have been a lot better in Scream 6. The whole, you know, when he's got her down with the knife and before the Carpenter sisters came in and saved the day. I think that the Carpenter sisters should have been walking up to the building to go help Gale. But Gale's body just like falls off that balcony. Like, we don't see Ghostface throw her, but her body just falls and just splats on the ground right in front of their feet. And everybody with their camera phones and stuff is like, is that the news lady? Is that the Good Morning, you know, news lady? Gale Weathers? Blah, 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 blah. And it becomes this big thing in the city. That's how Gale should have been taken out. But hopefully we get something really good in this one. But just like talking about the setting, like even though it was New York, it could have been any city. You know, it really could have been. And that's why I'm saying about Seattle or Woodsboro or Hollywood or wherever they do decide, Atlanta, Georgia, wherever they do decide, we're all pretty much thinking it is going to be Seattle. But if it's not, it all matters about the execution of where we're at. Let's see here. Oh, did this jump on me again? Hold on. Wait a minute. Let me put some pimping in it. You know me, I always look on the bright side. I'll give it a chance. I do that with all films. Yeah, Jamie. Yeah, like you don't want to hate the movie. Yeah, there's things that you would have changed. There's us as fans. It's like, hey, help us. Let us in the writing room. Let us help draft some of these scripts. Like who knows this? I think we would know. Well, I'm not gonna. Hey, I don't want to step on any toes, okay? Because Kevin Williamson knows his shit. This is his baby. But as far as Gary Barber, and the producers are concerned, we could write some pretty nifty stuff. Like, I want to give it the benefit of the doubt too, even though there's some negativity here and there with every film. I think we're going to have more good than bad, and I don't want to look at a movie like, oh, this makes or breaks it. Let's hope for the best. You know, like, we want it to succeed. Let's be like, okay, like, if you're a real fan of Scream, you're not going to just trash this movie for the sake of it because of the decisions like switching out the Mark characters. It's like, no, we don't like it, but it's business at the end of the day, and we have no control over it, but we still want this movie to succeed, and we're not going to be like, oh, this movie is god-awful trash now, and I'm already choosing to hate this movie because Patrick Dempsey's not Sid's husband. You see what I'm saying? You know, slow your roll. You know, pump the brakes on your hate. Pump the brakes on your hate. I like that. DJ plays favorites for a reason on why he is away from this movie. Maybe they'll explain it. I don't know. Some people are even saying like Mark Kincaid's character isn't even that significant. Like, he's not really a legacy character. So I don't know. Rocky says, here's what I believe the plot is. Stab went off in its own direction, and is making a movie about Sidney's family being attacked. A new Ghostface wants to make it into the real life movie. You know, I always wanted to see. Okay, so I say this, but then I have another thought where I'm like, okay, I wish it didn't do this. But okay, initially, because I've seen all these movies in the theater, initially, I wish Stab would take a back seat. I think that's where the movie started feeling closer to Scary Movie, because they started doing, it was like too meta. It was too on the nose with meta stuff, and seeing, you know, like some of the footage of Stab movies and stuff like that, it just, I feel like that's where it's kind of losing itself a little bit, and it kind of got goofier than it needed to be. I wish they would have scaled that back a little bit. But if they don't, I would like to see them create a Stab movie in the town of Woodsboro. Bring Hollywood to Woodsboro. Because this is what I was thinking originally, before Kevin Williamson even took the director's chair and all this rewrites and everything. If they were going to mirror Scream 3, have Martha Meeks or one of the, or both of the Meeks twins killed, opening scene. Brings everybody there for a funeral. They also, it's also all over the news that they're making a requel, because remember, that's what Richie and Amber wanted, was to make a requel of the Stab movies, because all the sequels suck, and that's what's big right now. It's requels. What if their plan worked and Stab decided to make a requel to Stab? So this is the new sequel to the first Stab movie, but they're doing it in the town of Woodsboro. And also, someone actually gets killed, which brings Sidney and company to Woodsboro. And we got Hollywood in Woodsboro, and it would be kind of like controversial with them actually saying, hey, the big thing about this, we're actually going to film scenes where the actual victims that died in the first Stab movie. So like Casey Becker's house, and like you got some of the people talking about like, this is so disrespectful. This is our homes. Respect what happened here in this town. And it's like, like a little bit of that angle. We see the Principal Hembry. We see Stu Macher's house again. We see Sidney's house again. We just see all these moments of where these crimes took place. And that's kind of like, we got Hollywood in Woodsboro. And then you could throw in Gail's angle with her crew doing a true crime documentary alongside. Is that too many things going on at once? Maybe. But I think you could play with some of that. Maybe take away a little bit of here, a little bit of there. Who knows? But I think it could work. That's what I wanted to see. Honestly. I don't think they're going to do that now, because I don't think Kevin Williamson is a fan of Scream 3. But we'll see. Let's see here. Okay. I love that y'all are talking amongst each other. That's cool. And let's see here. Dude's in the house. Dude, where's my car? Where's your car, dude? Dude, disappointed that both Mindy and Chad are back. Disappointed that Dempsey isn't back. Disappointed that the setting is likely Woodsboro again. Oh, where'd you hear that from? Was initially optimistic, but less so now. Wow, dude, that's a lot of dudes, dude. I'm a dude. He's a dude. She's a dude. Because we're all dudes. What movie is that from? Let me know if you're a 90s kid. Yeah, I can see the disappointment. But let's be positive in some light. All right. Honestly, I would, as much as I'm not the biggest fan of Mindy, and I do like Chad, but I don't like how Chad survived the events of Scream 6. I am glad that they're back, because the Carpenter sisters aren't back, and I feel like if you would have just went to Sidney and everything that was built is gone, I felt like that would rip off the Band-Aid. And for all these new viewers that became, because think about this, Scream 5 and Scream 6 were hits. It brought a lot of new people to the franchise. Scream was hot again. And a lot of those people that grew to like this storyline and like these characters and came on board at that time, they get another entry, and none of the characters and none of the storyline is even in this one. It's going to be very jarring to the new viewers or the new people that came on to Scream. And I'm talking about more of the young viewers that are new to Scream, not us old folks, like that grew up with it and are big fans of the franchise. So I'm kind of glad that they do have Mindy and Chad back. They're going to explain why the Carpenter sisters are absent. One of them's probably going to die, or both of them's going to die, or something, I'm okay with that. I don't want Mindy to be our new Randy. I think someone needs to switch gears here, and I hope Kevin Williamson and Guy can bring in somebody else. I hope it feels like Randy, because even in Scream 4, the characters they were trying to play as Randy just didn't feel like Randy. I mean, Kirby was awesome. I have to say that. Kirby was awesome. If Kirby's back in this and if she gives the rules, if Kirby gives the rules and Mindy dies, early on or something, I'm okay with that. I could see Kirby being our new Randy. I'm all right with that. Or some new character, But it's going to be hard to have that charisma and that Randy energy, Now, the setting likely being in Woodsboro again, I want to know where you got that from, because in the back of my mind, still think that's a possibility. And they might be hiding that, because now with what's going on, who knows? With all these delays and everything, and now they're starting to actually start filming and get things rolling regularly, there might be a lot more changes than we thought, y'all. Like honestly, like that might have been what they were like. Okay, we need to step back. We need to rewrite some stuff. We need to take it in this direction. So yeah. I think we're going to be surprised on a lot of different angles here. I just hope it's good and it's executed well. You got to think, Kevin Williamson has not directed a movie. Kevin Williamson has not directed a movie since Teaching Mrs. Tingle. Does anybody remember that movie? With Katie Holmes. It was a good movie. I'm gonna review it. I'm gonna rewatch that. I'm gonna do a live watch party here on the channel. Check it out. I want to remember his directing style. I hope he doesn't tone it down to where it's like feels like almost borderline PG-13 Scream, you know, because we know that he wasn't the biggest fan of all the gore and blood that Wes Craven was putting into the film. So I hope he doesn't tone that down. Because 5 and 6 was pretty violent for what it was for a Scream movie. So yeah. DJ says, any live streams on your channel soon? Yes. We're going to be doing this weekly. It is Saturday night tonight, but we're probably going to go back to our original Friday night, 10 p.m. Central. Might make it earlier. We're definitely bringing horror talk back. Maybe in the middle of the day, maybe around 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock earlier in the night. I don't really know yet what the scheduling is going to be, but we're going to be doing a lot more live streams throughout the week, and we're definitely doing Scream Talk every Friday night, 10 p.m. Central. We can't do it that night. We'll definitely be doing it on Saturday. I will let y'all know. I will give y'all an update on all that. So yeah, let me know. What do y'all like it better on Saturday nights? I know other people that are, you know, like have similar channels of mine. They go live on Saturdays, so I try to respect that. So that's why I always have my stuff on Friday night. But, you know, you let me know. I don't want to yuck anyone's yum. Patricia says, Scott told me to ask you, are you ready to give him a second chance? Like I said earlier, Patricia, we'll see. All right, we'll talk about it. Possibly. I gotta talk to the fam about it first. Okay, all right. And respect goes a long ways. My moderators, they ain't gonna take no shit. I'm not gonna take anything. I mean, can't be spam in the chat. Can't be disrespectful to others. We just will not tolerate that around. Okay. So yeah. I can't make that decision right now, but it's up for discussion. Patricia says, Scott thinks now with Chad and Mindy returning, he thinks there's a chance now Sam and Tara can make their return. I don't think so. I don't think they're coming back. Not right now. Now, Melissa could come back sometime in the future, maybe if these rights get sold off to another studio. I don't see Jenna Ortega coming back for quite some time, honestly. Really. It's probably going to be like, because I've heard like Marvel's even approached Jenna Ortega to play one of the X-Men, you know? Like, I think she has too many people after her throwing paychecks at her trying to get her signed right now. So yeah. But I would like to see them in the future sometime. I think there's a chance sometime down the line. You know, like whenever Jamie Lee Curtis kind of, you know, they can always fall back on horror. They can always come back whenever their careers are kind of, I'm not going to say fizzle out or anything like that, but like, you know, kind of like slowing down. It's like, all right, I'm not an A-lister anymore. I'm kind of going down a little bit. Let me go where my hardcore fans are that love me from the beginning. Let me go back to my roots. None of that in the live chat. Yeah, thanks, Val. Yeah, absolutely. Rocky, dude, Mindy and Chad are just filling in for Randy's role. Sidney knew Randy personally, so that's her connection to them. She'll explain the roles and tropes for this one. There, yeah. I wouldn't be mad if... How do you feel about that? If Sidney actually gives the rules this time. It's like, look, my life. Remember how she made that comment in Scream 3 where it was like, what's your favorite scary movie? And Mark Kincaid said, my life. She said, mine too. So like, yeah, she should know the rules by now. Let's see here. Val says, the only saving grace for me after the Mark Evans stuff is that Williamson is involved. Yes. They completely missed the mark. Yes. You like that, huh? That is a video. Hey, when I show clips and stuff like that, y'all are seeing upcoming videos. Y'all are getting a sneak peek of upcoming videos that I have coming up on the channel. Okay? I'll give you one more here, and it's gonna be quick. So, but it could be, it could not be. But what if Stu kills Mark? Yeah, and is the ultimate mastermind. We could still get some Stu. You know, I don't think it's out of the question. Honestly, I really don't. I think that we could still be on that Stu train.
Chicka 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 toot toot. Chicka 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 toot toot.
I still think I think it's a big possibility, but yeah, they definitely missed the mark. Patricia says it's very hot over here in Australia today. It's very hot summertime. It's 38 degrees today. I cannot wait for wintertime, but Scott loves summer. Awesome. Hell yeah. I can't wait for the summer here. Let's see here. DJ says, watch Mark Evans is the killer for Scream. Dude, he's got killer written all over his forehead. Right? I mean, seriously. I definitely can see that happening. You know, like I don't know, like something just tells me, you know, like with the casting and everything, maybe they were thinking about Mark Kincaid being the killer, and they were like, oh, we don't really want to do that with this character, so let's bring someone else in, but name him Mark, and then we can do Mark Kincaid later. It just feels like this. Goofy as fuck. Anyways. But yeah, he's got killer written all over his forehead, DJ. Go DJ. That's my DJ. Let's see here. Dude says 3 reasons why Dempsey bailed. Not enough money, the husband is killed off early on, or is one of the killers. One of those options. Or it could be, well, it could be all 3 if he gets killed and the killer. But yeah, I agree, dude. Dude. Yes. I think that I think it's really got to do with the money game. But we don't know how significant her husband's character is going to be. He could be our Cotton Weary of the franchise and get killed in the opening scene. You know, I don't want that. If that's what they were planning on doing with that character, I don't want that. And I'm glad it's not going to happen to Mark Kincaid. Because you don't bring back Mark Kincaid and we're all like, oh, yeah, great. And then he gets killed. And it's like, what the piss? That would piss me off. So, yeah, it could be a little bit of both, you know. But definitely I think the money thing is... I think Patrick Dempsey got a lot of shine the last couple years. And he's in that prequel of the Dexter series on Paramount+. I think that he's like, oh, I need a little bit more money. I was Sexy Man of the Year. I was, you know, coming back on Thanksgiving. He probably did that for not very much, you know. Eli Roth probably got a good deal on him for that. And then Dexter, I'm hearing that's a hit. Not quite sure. I haven't watched the show yet. I think I watched the first episode. And he probably just thinks, okay, like, listen, there's a lot of people wanting me right now. I'm Sexiest Man of the Year. Pay me the sexiest money of the year. Like, you know, and maybe his role just wasn't that significant to dish out that money, you know, or maybe he does get killed off early. if he does get killed off early, I'm kind of glad they recasted it. You know, it all depends. Once we see the movie, then we'll be like, okay. Once we see the trailer, the official trailer, and we can kind of be like, okay, this scene's here, that person's in this scene, and that scene, and that scene, so they got to be a little bit throughout the movie. But if we only see her husband in like one scene and not throughout or whatever, we can pretty much bet that he's probably going to die early. Cody, damn, it's been a while since I've been in a live. How you been, man? Hope you have been well. Thanks, buddy. I am doing well. Hope you're doing well yourself. Just living, man. L-I-V-I-E. Yeah. Good to see you, buddy. It has been a while, but we are back and we are in full swing. Good to see you here. Let's see here. Gonna skip down a little bit. I'm trying to catch up because I was like at 10:30. Jeez, I am so sorry I'm behind, y'all. Gary Barber should play Principal Henry instead. That would be awesome. Rocky, that would be so meta, and that could actually win us over with Gary Barber if he like realizes, hey, I made some stupid decisions, you know, so I'm gonna let them kill me in a movie, and then we get to see Principal Henry, Gary Barber playing Principal Henry, and seeing him hung from the football goal. Because I always said that in 1996. The Scream movie, when we hear that he was hung in the football goal, I wish we could have seen that. You know, I would love to see that in a stab movie somewhere. You know, as Principal Henry, that would be cool. Or that being done again, yeah, dude, I like that. I like that a lot. I like it a lot. Patricia says, say in Scream 7 we see Sid having a nightmare. She's been chased by Ghostface. Ghostface catches her, stands over her, and says, surprise, Sidney, takes off the mask, and she makes up from the nightmare. Hey, that's all right. Sid's known to have nightmares. I would like to see a little bit more nightmare action, you know. I hope Sidney's dad's in this one. You know, I know that, like, it was supposed to be said in, like, some deleted scenes of Scream 4 that Sidney's dad is dead or something, but that's not, you know, canon, especially if they can do this shit with Mark. It's not like on film. I want to see Sidney's dad back in some capacity. If this is a family-centric movie with Sidney, let us see Sidney's dad back. Let us see Neil Prescott back. Dude, to me, Mindy and Chad returning means it's Woodsboro again. Wish they'd film in the original location, but yeah, see, that's the thing. That's what keeps circling in my head. It's like, why would Chad and Mindy be in Seattle where Sidney is? You know what I mean? Or maybe it still takes place in New York. Maybe the opening. That's what I'm saying. They either have to be like in the opening queue, or we're back in Woodsboro, or we have a little bit of like scenes like in wherever they're at, and then like they're in separate locations. You know, like they could still be in New York, and then Sidney's crew could still be in Seattle. But it's a Ghostface kill, and they're like, oh, well, that's way over there. There's no way it ties to here, but then a kill happens here too. And then because if they are starting to integrate this whole Ghostface cult thing, then it could be all over America, and they could really be doing something crazy with it, you know? Like they could really be diving deep into the Ghostface cult. If that's the direction they're going to take. Multi-locations in Scream 7 leading up to a Ghostface cult. What do you think about that? But yeah, it does kind of like, is it going to be too convenient writing? You know what I mean? Like, why is Chad and Mindy in the same town as Sidney? You know what I mean? Like, I could see like Chad and Mindy working with Gail, doing her true crime thing, you know, and working with them, and maybe there's like maybe we're following Gail's group and then we're following Sidney's group. I don't know. I just hope it flows right. I want Patrick Lussier back as the editor. I really want that. And Marco Beltrami doing the sound or the score. They need it. I want to hear some original scores from the first Scream movie, you know, or even the second one. Rocky says, I'm really convinced Dempsey was the opening kill and wanted a set an amount despite the limited screen time. His role seems too convenient to just recast so quickly. That could be it. That could be the opening, you know. You could have maybe that's what kicks it off. Maybe Sidney's husband gets killed. Maybe they have like a touching moment and Sidney leaves and he stays home with the kids or something, you know? Like, is he going to be a stay-at-home dad? I don't know. And maybe Ghostface kills him and then she's all freaking out and she comes home but the kids are, you know, whatever. I don't know. Maybe that's what kicks it off. If that's it, I'm okay with it because we didn't kill Patrick Dempsey in the opening in the opening scene. Cody says, I think Mackenzie Grace will be a killer because she will get jealous of Isabel's character because she's Sidney's daughter. What do you think? I feel that too. I could see it going that way because, you know, she's becoming a really known. She kind of makes me feel a little bit of Jill, a little bit, you know. And maybe if Mackenzie Grace and Isabel's character are best friends, they could like hash it out and like, you know, Sidney's daughter could kick her ass, you know. And be like, you bitch, and just like kick her ass, and then honestly, I think that this might be sort of. If you ever seen Isabel play in other movies, have you ever seen that movie Run, Hide, Fight, or something like that, about the school shooting? And it was like Die Hard in a high school. Really great movie. Really, really good movie. Thomas Jane is her dad. She did really good in that movie. Go check that movie out. And then she was in, what was it, 1883, the Yellowstone prequel show. She was really good in that as well. I could see a passing of the torch to Isabel. She is a strong woman. She's a fighter like Sidney, and I think we're going to see a lot of Sidney in her. And and maybe not in this one as passing of the torch, because we tried this a couple times, right? We were going to do it with Jill, but then that had something to say. Don't fuck with the original. Really, I wasn't buying that Jill was going to be our new Sidney. I'm glad they squashed it. And then, what was it? Scream 5, I guess, you know, with Sam and everything. I kind of like Sam. I do like Sam and Jenna, all them. But this, with her being her daughter, instead of it being like a 1-movie passing of the torch, this is like a 3-movie passing of the torch. And maybe at the end, Sidney can leave with Mark, and Isabel can be our new Sidney. I'd be okay with that if it's done right. Thanks, Patricia. I appreciate that. I really appreciate that. Hey, Ann said TikTok. Yeah, TikTok's about to go away. So everybody that followed me on TikTok, come on over here and hang out on the YouTubes. That sounded weird. Save TikTok. Yeah. Oh, wow. It's supposed to go dark tomorrow, right? That's crazy. I mean, I do upload stuff over at YouTube. I mean, over on TikTok, but you know, my bread and butter is right here at YouTube. So we'll see. I think that it's going to go dark for a minute, and then it's going to pop back up after somebody buys it. Because I heard there's like a bidding war right now on it. But those who like depend like their livelihood on it, like a lot of small businesses and people that do a lot of content over on TikTok, I feel for them. I really do. I hope they can transition to this platform or to another platform or Instagram or whatever and do it there. It's just, it's so hard to get an audience moved over. It really, like the full audience. I mean, the core I wasn't gonna say the core 4, but like the core audience, yes, y'all, everyone that's here right now, y'all are great. But all of my subscribers, trying to get them to be moved over to another platform, it's highly unlikely. It's really highly unlikely. It would take a lot of time. It's not gonna happen overnight. DJ Plays Favorites. Who is giving the updates to the whereabouts of Sidney to Stu if he is indeed the GHOSTFACE exclusive? That's a good question. I can't answer that. Watch the movie. Jamie says that sucks, Destiny, and unfortunately, I know exactly what that's like. Yeah, Jamie, you're such a good person. You're such a good soul and a good friend of mine. I really appreciate you. You're awesome. DJ, so Mark Kincaid could have been Sidney's fling. Could have been. I mean, what if, you know, Mark Evans, maybe it's Sidney's kids, but it isn't Mark Evans' kids. Maybe he's playing stepdad role. You know, what if they play that? And they kind of just leave it as a question. They don't really answer anything. They just let it be like, yeah, we don't know who the kids' parents are. Maybe that's where the arc goes in the next couple of movies, finding out who Isabel's dad is. You know? Hopefully it's not Billy Loomis, because we already went down that route with Sam. Anyways. King Matthew the Third. What's up? Do you think it's possible Dewey returns by flashbacks? Okay. King Matthew the Third. A lot of people, I've seen this said before. I do not. I don't see... And the reason why I don't see him coming back in flashbacks is because Scream does not do flashbacks. That's one thing I always said that it could benefit from. Kind of like how Saw does, you know, like near the end, it would be like, oh, well, this is that, and this is that. It shows all these flashbacks and shit. I always said Scream should do that, but this far into the game, they just never done it. I'm not saying they can't still do it. I just don't think they're going to do it with Dewey. I don't. I do think that Dewey will be touched upon on this, because that was a character that Kevin Williamson created, and because of what happened in the last one, he can't play with that character anymore. So I'm sure he's going to give some sort of tribute to him. Either, I think Gail is going to write that book eventually, and we're going to see that book being published and maybe a #1 seller or something like that. And then Gail gets taken out, you know, or she just got done writing that book and she gets taken out or something. I thought it would be cool to see like the voice modulator, you know, I spoke about it earlier, the voice modulator from Scream 3 being brought back and used on Gale and using Dewey's voice. And we have a little cameo with David Arquette's voice right there. I think that would be cool. I know some people think it's too mean. Jamie, I'm looking at you. But I still think it would be cool. I did think that it would have been cool to see a flashback to Scream in the last one. It would have been cool to see a flashback to Scream 4 to see where Kirby survives, and maybe we see Dewey finding, hey, we got a live one here, and kind of shows, like, and Kirby kind of have that backstory that, oh, Dewey took me under his wing, and that's why I got into law enforcement, became an FBI agent, and yada, yada, yada. I think that would have been a lot of good character building right there. Lost potential, but yeah. As far as, like, flashbacks with Dewey, I don't think we're going to get that. We might get something similar to, remember in Scream 3 when Sidney was in her bedroom and she was reminiscing the conversation between her and Billy Loomis and like, would you settle for a PG-13 relationship, you know, and all that kind of stuff. I think we might see something similar like that with Gale before she's attacked. Like, something will bring those memories back to Dewey. Something will trigger that, and she's hearing Dewey's voice, and she's kind of like, remember these conversations. She gets teary-eyed. You know, I think we might see something like that. But as far as a flashback, I don't. That's just me. Anybody else for another video? Y'all want something funny? Y'all want to do a happy dance real quick? That's how I dance. That's how I dance, and if the price is right, I might get up and do a little dancey dance. Maybe not. Maybe not. Dang, why did this jump on me? Every time I do a video and I come back. StreamYard, get your shit together, man. Let's see here. Okay. I'm gonna have to 1, 2, skip a few. Where was I? My buddy Nick's in the house. What's up, Nick? Rawhead. Oh yeah, what's up, buddy? Good to see you, my friend. That's my brother. Good to see him in the house. Let's see here. Let's see here. Dang, where was I? This really did jump. Oh, okay, here we are. I think Mindy and Chad are the opening kills in Scream 7 because they originally wanted to bring Jenna Ortega back to kill her off. They did? Originally they wanted to bring Jenna Ortega back to kill her off? Or was that just a rumor? I don't know if that was confirmed. But yeah, interesting. Rocky says, I just can't see Sidney married to a guy outside of someone she met through her trauma. She wouldn't trust anyone. Yeah, I wonder how they're going to make that make sense. The math ain't mathing on that. That's why I'm like, is he a ghost face? Could he have been... Is he going to come off as like too good to be true? Like is he like some type of like, maybe she met him as like another like therapist or counselor in her line of work, and they hit it off, and then you come to find out because he was into psychology, like he knew exactly how she thought and what would work to get through to her and break through to her. And maybe that was like his angle to make her fall in love with him, was because she knew so much. And he, like, if he's like an occupation, like a counselor or a therapist, my eyes on him, because that means that he read her and he knew exactly how she thought and reacted and knew exactly what to say to slide right in. So yeah, definitely. He's got killer written all over his forehead. I'm gonna quit saying that. King Matthew III says, to me, Patrick Dempsey not being a Sidney's boyfriend is kind of okay to me, since Nev and Patrick played brother and sister in Grey. I know, but, you know, like, I didn't really watch Grey's Anatomy. I know it was a big show and everything, and they've made this, you know, comment before in the past, but I don't think it makes or breaks anything. It's all right, you know? Like, I feel like that's been done before. I can't think of any other kind of scenario, but I feel like that's been done before in TV and movies. I can't remember. Anyways, I don't think that would, I still can see that there could be still romance there. King Matthew III says, as long as they don't kill Gail like they did Dewey, I'll be okay, but I think the opening kill should be one of the Gail's fans. Like, say Gail is interviewing them and the fan she's interviewing gets killed. Ooh, interesting. You know, like I said earlier, I don't know if you were in the, you know, I think you were in the stream, but you know, like, I don't know how true it is with the whole Gail having an accidental kill with an inpatient escaping from a psych hospital. Like, I don't know how true that is. I hope it's not. 2 Halloween kills on the nose for me, too soon for that. But apparently that's supposed to be how she loses her morning show or something. I don't know how true that is. I'll make a video on that later on this week, diving deep into that. I wouldn't be mad if Gail was the opening kill, honestly. I am so tired of spending time with Gail. Like, after 6, she pissed me off. You know, like, she already pissed me off. Like Dewey's my boy, okay? Dewey was stressing in Scream 5. He was down on his luck. And that was, like, the best I've seen Dewey in a long time. You know, like even if it was his worst, I'm talking about as a character, like, he felt real. He felt rugged. He still had a good heart. He was still trying to protect everybody. And he still got. Dewdrop dropped. And then Gail only cares about Gail at the end of the day. I don't care how many tears she shed. At the end of the day, Gail cares about Gail, and she will pick the story and Gail over anybody else. Ghostface and a death is just another day. After 6, I'm done. I'm done with her. Let her go. Maybe she can have some redemption or something if she sacrifices herself to take out Ghostface. Maybe something like that. I don't know. Rocky says, I could see a plot where Hollywood took stab in its own direction with fictional stories. The newest one involves Sidney's family being targeted, and now new Ghostfaces want to make a live action film. I do kind of want that Hollywood feel back. If they do dabble with stab again, let's do it in the realm of making a movie with Hollywood, because there is a lot you could do with them instead of just stab being like a franchise. And I swear to God, if we get another fucking Scream, pardon my French because I'm getting heated thinking about this. If we get another damn Ghostface motive to where they're fans of the Stab franchise, I'm gonna flip my shit. I'm gonna throw my popcorn bucket across that movie theater and say, that's it. I mean, I'll be back for the next one, but I'd have a moment. Anyways, on to the next. Paula, what if instead of a Stab movie, a Stab true crime documentary? I like that, Paula. That's what I kind of wish they would take that angle. Okay, so if they take this angle, and I said this in that true crime post, that I made a video earlier this week with Gail Weathers doing the true crime thing, the true crime documentary. If they do take this approach, there's certain movies that I feel like this would be a good direction to go in, because even in 6, she mentions everything is about true crime now. Like the movies aren't really the biggest thing anymore. And we know that with Netflix and Amazon Prime and Hulu. It's all about true crime documentaries, And if they take that approach, and if this is Gail's angle and she's got a crew with her, and they're trying to document, Ghostface killings, I could see that working better in the town of Woodsboro. I can't see that working well in the town of, like, anywhere else. Unless she just comes on the scene after somebody dies and she's doing her typical Gail Weathers thing. Instead of with Kenny the cameraman, she's got a crew of college students trying to do this true crime documentary for Netflix or something. Or Paramount Plus. Ooh, I just thought about that. What if what if she's trying to make a true crime documentary for Paramount Plus? And because this is made by Paramount, that would, okay. All right, I'm not trying to go off topic here, but now my gears are turning that maybe they could do something like that. But there's a lot of good movies that like took this angle with this documentary style where it's like a crew of people. And I'm a sucker for those type of movies. Think of Blair Witch 2. How they were just like a camera crew of people documenting the events of Blair Witch Project. And then there's some underrated horror movies that I was like, kind of took this approach, like The Hills That Run Red. The Hills That Run Red was such a good movie. It's a good slasher. If you haven't seen that movie, highly recommend it. Maybe I'll do a watch party and bring more recognition to that movie, because that is a really underrated slasher movie. And it was about college students coming together and trying to make a documentary about the events of this slasher, and then they come across the slasher. Really cool. Another movie that comes to mind is that movie with Frank Grillo called Demonic. There's a lot of movies called Demonic, not the one on Netflix, but this is produced by James Wan. But it was Demonic, and it was a group of documentary filmmakers. Documentary, they go to this house, kind of like, and they're trying to document like ghost and paranormal and stuff, and stuff starts happening. They take that approach. I'm okay with it. Like, I kind of like it. I like it. I'm not mad at it. at all. DJ says, for anyone, MTO, I think that the writers or whoever writes the script, aka story for the horror movies, takes our ideas or what they hear on podcasts and incorporate them into the movie script. I think so. I think that where did the core 4 come from? Like think about it. Like a lot of like craving something scary. Bearded Entertainment. I shot him 6 times. Killjoy Jake. A bunch of us mentioned the core 4. And next thing you know, it's in the movie. And it's like, was that written in last minute? Like, are they watching our stuff? I think they are. I mean, think about it. It's an easy Google away. You know, they want to Google what fans are thinking. They want to go on Reddit. They want to go on YouTube, Google. And what comes up about Scream? It's our shit. And they were like, oh, that's what they're thinking. Oh, we could play with this. Oh, that's a great idea. Let me put that in here. You know, I think so. A little bit. Not trying to toot our own horns, but I like to say that we have a little bit of inspiration in some of it. Anyways, T. Parker Evans, not Mark Evans, but T. Parker Evans is in the house. What's up, brother? Good to see you. I'd love to see that our Gail's arc of wanting to be in the spotlight again, adding to that same humor, or same rumor, how there's another reporter trying to take her spotlight instead of lacking one in G. You know, like that's one angle that we thought that Scream 6 was going to take. Like maybe there was going to be another reporter or maybe someone younger. We for a minute there we speculated that Samara Weaving's character was going to play like someone like towards Gale or something because of like her wardrobe was green or something. Like I remember us like vaguely. I mean, you know, that was like a year or two ago. But that's a big possibility. You know, especially with like Gail, if she's having to, you know, she loses her show and now she's doing this true crime podcast thing and she's kind of like still investigating stuff and she's trying to find her spark and she's writing a book again and all that kind of stuff. There could be somebody out there that is like her competition, you know, and I could see Joe McHale kind of being that type, you know, or something. I don't know. But yeah, I kind of like that. I think that's how they should take that approach with Gail. I know all this speculation with how she loses her show. I think she should just lose her show organically, kind of like that movie The Substance. If you haven't seen The Substance with Demi Moore, highly suggest it. It won some Golden Globes. Really good movie. Really good movie. Really great performances. Bizarre, but really good. But like her losing her show because she's just not the next hot thing, you know. And they're just like, we got to bring in someone younger. What if they do something like that with our Gale Weathers character? I can see that happening. King Matthew III says, I still think Gale is working with the killer, not doing the kills, but being the one to report the kills, giving Ghostface fame. Example, Judy and 5. Ghostface kills Judy, then Gale just shows up. And, you know, that's one thing. Like, you killed Dewey and Judy and Wes, her son. Like, oh, man, like, right there in that middle, like, it was like, damn, shit, fuck. Like, I was like, man, I wasn't expecting that. That's one thing that Scream 5 did do. I know a lot of people have problems with it, but I still kind of like Scream 5 because it did kind of rip my heart out a little bit. Even though I want Dewey back, the movie needed some weight to it. I wish it was Gale and not Dewey, but the movie definitely shocks you. And I felt like I haven't been shocked in a Scream movie in quite some time. Cody says, McHale played in Spider-Man 2. He played the guy who was the vault guy where Peter and Aunt May went to get money from the bank. And he was the one who said, oh, when he tried stealing a piece of gold. Oh, okay. The one with Tobey Maguire. I have to rewatch that. Yeah, he's been in a bunch of stuff. A lot of stuff. Or he is related to Stu. Ooh. I love it. I love it too. King Matthew III says Scream 3 and 4 are, I think they're good, especially Gail's sassiness, like in 4. Her feud with Judy, she storms into the station and says, "Your lemon squares taste like ass." I got so tired of the damn lemon squares thing. I mean, like, it was kind of cool for a minute, but like, man, I don't know what it was about Scream 4. I know a lot of y'all do not feel the way I feel about Scream 4. Scream 4 is my least favorite sequel of Scream. I do like it. I just don't like it as much as a lot of y'all. Like, I think that movie is goofier than Scream 3 in some capacity. There's moments, I mean, like, there's some give and take, but like, oh man, something about Scream 4, there was just too much about it that I didn't like. Like, I didn't like the vibe. I didn't like our new characters. I didn't like the opening. I didn't like the voice of Ghostface. I didn't like the cheesy lines. I didn't like the color palette on the movie that looked like a CW. I didn't like that opening song when we get the title card that felt like we're watching the Disney Channel version of Scream. Like, I was just like, okay, this feels like Scary Movie. This feels like a stab movie. I was hoping at the end of that movie they were going to be like, oh, it's been a movie the whole entire time. This was Stab 7 or 8 or 9 or something. And the whole thing was fake. I would have liked that better. Anyways, that's a whole nother topic. I made some videos on that. Please don't hate me on that. When if it is nothing like Scream 3? What if it's nothing like Scream 3? It probably won't be. Unless, Kevin wants to... here's the thing. I don't think it's going to be like Scream 3. I don't think we're going to mirror it, really. I really don't. Unless the studios make Kevin do it, because that was the original idea. And he has to, like, filter it in some capacity. I don't think it's something that Kevin really wants to do, because he wasn't a big fan, just how he was treated on Scream 3. I wouldn't be mad a little bit, but I don't know. I think there's a better way to do a Scream 3, a better way with Ghostface in Hollywood. King Matthew III says, here's the reason why I think Gail isn't dead yet. I think it's her punishment for being responsible for several deaths like Tatum, Randy, Dewey, Jennifer. Also, I think Amber didn't want to kill Gail. Amber gets a lot of hate. And I think it's more because she's, supposedly killed Dewey. Hopefully they retcon that one. If you retcon anything, Mark's character, anything, retcon who killed Dewey. Let's make it Stu fucking Mocker. Okay? Retcon that shit. I'm gonna make a shirt about that too. Retcon this shit. I do like Mikey Madison. She is a terrific actress. If you have not seen Honora, do yourself a service and watch it. If you have not seen Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Quentin Tarantino with Leonardo DiCaprio and Brad Pitt, phenomenal movie, even though she dies pretty much the same way in that movie that she does in Scream 5. That's why I was kind of like, I kind of knew she was going to be the killer, just the way the trailer showed her burning up and stuff, and I was like, what the fuck? Like I was like, all right. And seeing her in that movie, I'm like, okay, yeah, she could play a little psychopath. But her killing Dewey? No, that doesn't feel right. But if they do something like, like Scream 3, like, you think something's true but isn't true, and you go back to the beginning, kind of like in Scream 3 where Ghostface was Roman was leaving all those pictures of Maureen saying, oh, I killed her. They could retcon it, Like, I know Roman didn't technically kill Maureen, which I wish he did, and would have been cooler, I just feel like Scream 3, what they were building up to, just didn't land the mark. Damn, there's a lot of Mark talk in this. It didn't land the mark either, Like, I really think that it would have been cooler if Mark Kincaid was the killer and actually killed Maureen Prescott. He knew his way around. He borrowed Dewey's phone. Right after that, we found out Ghostface found Sidney. It just would have made more sense. There's just a lot of gaps there, Anyways, it could be Gail's punishment. I don't know, King. I still think she needs to go. That That bitch gots to go. Gots to go. Anyways, especially how she did my boy Dewey. DJ, how about this girl dies in Scream 7 and while trying to solve her death, there is lost footage of old VHS tape showing who the actual meeting between Gail and the Ghostface giving the info. Yeah. Maybe. Slash and gash and cut a new hole in your ass. Spill blood on the walls. Play tennis with your balls. Slit your throat. Fuck you like a goat. Peace. What was that on? I should get that for one of the videos, right? But the closest thing I have to that is what is it?
It's my pleasure. But what a nice young man to offer. Let me give you a little pinch there. Come on.
Oh, fuck it.
Oh. You know, a lot of people are kind of intimidated about making a turkey, but really it's very simple. You just have to know the anatomy of a turkey, and it's got over here just the tiniest little stink hole, but it's big enough to get your hand right up inside it. Stuff the shit out of it. I cook it with all the giblets, the penises and the ginies. And now a lot of people like to baste their turkeys, but I use this. I lift like that and get into the little hiney hole. That's nice and good. I don't know what the hell that is, but I lick it anyway. Up and down. And then I like to stick that right on there. And I got one of these. Gonna pull that off and bam! That just kicks it up a little bit. All right, I think that's almost ready now. And then we bring it to the table. Good.
Sorry, that was a little lengthy. I was thinking of Scary Movie for a minute. And I'm so glad that Scary Movie's coming back. And they're probably going to... It looks like they're going to be bringing back the Ghostface. So I hope... A lot of people were speculating that like Melissa Barrera could come back and play, you know, in that and do some meta stuff with it. Like, I'm glad that they're gonna go back to that. Starring Jamie Lee as the opening kill. I wouldn't be mad at that. I think it would be cool. Okay, like not. I think it's too on the nose to have Jamie Lee Curtis as the opening kill in a Scream movie. But if they do it in a stab movie and kind of, you know, like Jamie Lee Curtis, and then she gets a call, and it kind of does like this homage between Halloween and Scream, and she's, you know, like they do some callbacks, and she ends up getting killed, but it's actually a stab movie, and it brings it out, and we kind of do that Scream 4, but we do it right this time. Like, I don't know, Scream 4, that opening just didn't fit right. That would have been a great opening for Scream 4 with a movie within a movie thing. King Matthew III. I think Scream 7 opens with Dewey's funeral, a flashback, then Martha gets killed off leading the Chad returning to town and getting drunk at Sidney's bar like Dewey and 5 in the deleted scene. Okay, King. A lot of people have been speculating that is Sidney's bar. Allegedly, it is not. It's not Sidney's bar. I think that it might just be a bar. It might just be somewhere that Chad and Celeste hanging out. Could be a place where Chad's a bartender. It could be a place where Mindy and Chad are. What if Mindy and Chad owns the bar? And Celeste is there drinking and is, you know, have some form of relationship with Chad. You know, I could see that. I could see Chad and Mindy like owning their own bar, you know, after college, and this is what they're doing nowadays, you know, and then they end up getting killed. Like, honestly, I feel Chad and Mindy might be the opening kill of this movie. I think Martha Meeks, it's time for her to go. I don't know how the hell she got on the lot of Stab 3 in Scream 3. You know? That was so shoehorned in there. And I was like, man, what the hell? Who the hell let her on? With all the extra security and police and everything? Like, and she's just like pops out of nowhere and like, I don't know, like, what the fuck? I don't know. Anyways, Martha, I think, is a good kill. I think Martha's a perfect kill to bring everyone back to Woodsboro, if we're going to Woodsboro. Patricia says, "Are you going to go see the new Jurassic Park film, Jurassic World Rebirth? Is it Jurassic World Rebirth or is it just Jurassic Rebirth or Jurassic Park Rebirth? I don't know what the real title is. I don't think it's Jurassic World though." Scott can't stop talking about it. I'm hearing that it's going to be a lot darker. Some people are speculating it might be rated R. I don't know. I wouldn't be mad to see Jurassic Park as a rated R movie. I think we're ready for it. All right. Most of us grew up with it. Jurassic World Dominion or whatever the hell that bullshit was some baby bag bullshit. And we need something darker. We need to go back to the roots. I'm hoping it's good. Scarlett Johansson's playing in it. I'm looking forward to it. I do want to see it. It's already wrapped filming and everything. That movie, I think it's coming out this summer. I'm pretty sure the Super Bowl that's going to be played, we're going to get a lot of these trailers, at least teasers, very soon. During the big game. But yeah, I always feel Gail was shady. Gail is shady. Gail's shady as hell. Gail doesn't really have a heart. That's exactly where she should be stabbed. Is in her cold, miserable, selfish heart. Was that too mean? Anyways, King. Who do you think is going to replace Dewey and Judy as the cop in Scream 7, since both of them are dead? Also, while I think Dewey's death needed to happen, I feel like it should have happened at the house. Yeah, I'm not really crazy with the way Dewey's death happened. I mean, the way it happened, you know, like on script, like I remember them like reading off the script of like how it happened, like him emptying the gun and slowly walking, refilling the barrel, and if you really think about it, Gail got Dewey killed. She called him at the wrong fucking moment. If you couldn't have dealt more damage to this man's life or to everyone's life, you killed Dewey. He was about to take Ghostface out, and you called, and it took him looking at the phone, and then he gets stabbed. So yeah. Anyways, I don't know who the new cops could be. I could see Joe McHale being probably like a police officer in the town or a detective or something like that, playing off of that a little bit. Honestly, you know what I would want? I would like them to pretend like Scream 5 and 6 were actually stab movies, and then we could bring Dewey back. You know, like the end, like we see like the movie comes on, and we're on and we see the back of Sam and Tara, which it can't be them, or they could use, you know, the footage from Scream 6. We see Sam and Tara walking down that street, and we see the Ghostface mask on the ground, and the camera veers back, and we hear cut, and then everyone's like walking around like, all right, everybody, blah, 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 blah. We see Chad and Mindy there. We see Dewey and Gail and Sidney or whoever comes on board. So now we got the feel of Scream 3. Everything we saw in Scream 5 and 6 was fake. It was just a stab movie. And we all realized that, like, okay, and what if this, like, I know it's called Scream 7, but remember Scream 5 was just called Scream. Scream 6 was Roman numerals. Wouldn't it be so meta to go back and call this Scream 5 with the number 5? You could do it. The title hasn't been done yet, and that could be like requel to Scream 5. Like, I don't know. I still think it's going to be called Scream 7, but, you know, they could change it. You know, they could change whatever they want between now and release or that first official trailer. But I would love to have our Dewey back some way. And that's the only way I could see Dewey coming back is if they pretended like 5 and 6 were stab movies. And now we're on the set. So now we got the feel of Scream 3, bringing Hollywood in and being on a movie set. And then we could just swipe away. But Mindy and Chad's there, but they're playing Mason and Jasmine as their real selves. Wouldn't that be crazy? Or is that too... Would y'all not like that? Or they could be a different character. Maybe they won't play their real selves in real life. Maybe they'll be a different name. But I would love to, because I'm pretty sure Kevin Williamson, he wrote Dewey. I'm sure he wants to play with that character again. You know, is he going to respect that? Okay, he's dead. I can never play with this character again. Or is he going to be able to do something with this character again? Like, oh man, I wish we got more Dewey and more Randy. Their banter in that ice cream shop, they had really good bromance going on. Like, they were really cool together. I would like to see more of Dewey and Randy on the hunt for Ghostface and doing stuff and trying to figure stuff out. They had really good on-screen like charisma and conversation. I was like, man, I could watch these two talk all day. Like, it's kind of funny just how they're like playing off each other. Let me see here. Oh, this jumped. Gonna play Dewey and Judas. Oh, we just did that one. I love teaching Mrs. Tingle. Helen Mirren was funny as hell. Yeah, I gotta rewatch it. I have not seen that since it went to theaters. I own the movie. I just haven't seen it since it went to theaters. And it's the perfect time to watch it again because that was directed by Kevin Williamson. That was supposed to be a lot darker until, same thing with Scream 3. Things happened. They had to make it a lot more lighthearted. But that'll give us a good indication, which I know, like, you know, Kevin Williamson's grown since then. Like, he probably knows got a few more tricks up his sleeve. But that will give us a good indication of, like, maybe the tone, maybe the directing style. The Exorcist scene was hilarious. I do remember that. I remember that being a standout. Yes. Rocky says, I see Jenna Ortega someday becoming an A-list and even be maybe. I do too. I think she's phenomenal. I think she's really good. I think she's going to be really expensive very soon. If not already. The only thing I don't get about Mindy and Chad being in 7, since it's a Sidney story, is Chad and Mindy never met Sidney on screen. The only OGs who did was Gail and Dewey. That's a really good point, King. That's another reason why they could be the opening kill. It could be the siblings get killed, and then, you know, they could be like, is this related? Is this and then Sidney being like, no, I don't think so. And it's like, maybe that's Ghostface's angle. It's like, we're gonna get rid of that. We're after you. You know, like, I don't know. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I wonder if this is gonna be like in different settings, different areas, different cities. We're gonna be back and forth a little bit. Or they could just be the opening kill. I mean, I don't know why, but just something makes me feel like, which they're saying that there's like multiple days of Chad filming. So if that's the case, then he's probably not the opening kill. Who knows at this point? Stay tuned. Subscribe to Destination Station. I'll keep you up to date. T. Parker Evans says, do people really want Mark Evans, the husband of Sidney and the father of her 3 kids, to be the killer? That would be a disservice for Sid's character after all she went through. See, here's the thing. Okay, you mentioned the 3 kids. We've only known about her daughter. Who's the other kids? What if this isn't a time jump, y'all? We are all assuming it's a time jump because of the age of her oldest daughter. But what if Isabel has always been this age? Like, well, not always. You know what I mean? Like, this is right after the events of Scream 6. Isabel is her age, but she still has 2 younger kids that she was pushing when she was running in Scream 5. You know, maybe they're a little bit older now, like 5 or 6 or something. But you know what I mean? Like, is all 3 of her kids going to be Isabel's age? Like, that's the thing. That's too many damn kids to keep up with in this. I would be cool with like 1 daughter, maybe a daughter and a son, like 2, but now you got 3 kids, like, I don't know. Chomp, chomp, chomp. Yeah. Some more shark. Cody says, if Mark Evans is a killer, maybe he married Sidney for the fun of it and ends up being the killer. Maybe. Like I said, if he's a counselor and met her through her field of work, you know, like, because we know in Scream 3 she was like, you know, like a counselor on call. He would know exactly how to infiltrate her feelings and get in there and make her fall in love with him. He could be the killer. Parker Evans says, I love to see Sidney's married life before shit hits the fan, so I'm hoping no opening kill for Mark. Yeah, I think if he does die, he's going to be later on in the movie, maybe in the middle. You know, maybe it's going to be maybe it's going to be that moment to where it's like, oh, it's serious now. They killed her husband. You know, it's going to be our Dewey moment. Like we're going to like him. Like they're going to build our trust with him. We're going to like him as a character, and then they kill him, and it's devastating to Sidney and her kids. I agree. Seeing Neil again would be great. Yes, it would. Absolutely. Dude says, also, one of the filming locations in Georgia looks very much like Healdsburg, the original town square from the first Scream. I think Kevin is making his ultimate version of Scream 3 and 4 combined. Maybe! Like, that's what I'm saying. Atlanta, Georgia, like, you can make a Woodsboro town out of there, you know? Like, I think you could do it, like, in most states. But, you know what I mean? Like, everyone's assuming it's going to be Seattle because that's where she was residing there. But I think that's one reason why this got delayed, because they made a lot of changes. And we're about to be completely surprised because they probably, I mean, they look at these videos. They look at Reddit. They look at all social media, what people are talking about, what they're expecting. They're like, wait, everyone's expecting this and that and this and that. We can't do this angle now. That's already been out there and everyone already thinks about that. I think that's why it's been delayed a little bit more, for a lot more rewrites. It got rewrote and then it got rewrote again. And then with Kevin Williamson, don't think that he doesn't have his, even though he's not getting the credit, he was the original writer for Scream. He put Scream on the map. Same with Wes Craven. Even though that guy is in that writer's room, you got to know that Kevin Williamson is going to be in there too, with a helping hand. What if Sid, Mark, and the kids are all around the table getting ready for school and work and etc., and everyone leaves but Mark, because he forgets something and he ends up dying? I see something like that. Like, he stays behind for whatever reason and ends up getting killed. I think that's a big possibility, Cody. Paula says, is it possible that one of Sidney's kids could be adopted? That's a big possibility. It went dark already. What went dark already, man? It won't have. Oh, it went dark already? Are you talking about TikTok? Wait, really? I'm not sure. Let me see. Sorry, TikTok isn't available right now. A law banning TikTok has been enacted in the US. Unfortunately, that means you can't use TikTok for now. We are fortunate that President Trump has indicated that he will work with us on a solution to reinstate TikTok once he takes office. Please stay tuned. Close app. What? The baby back bullshit. It's done. I should have made my last video on TikTok earlier today. Wow. Yeah. TikTok is over for now until we figure something out. Ah. Wow. Crazy boy Zane's in the house. What's up, Zane? What's up, buddy? Good to see you here. It's Gabe. Gabe is super awesome. He's going to join me with Texas Frightmare coming up. Really, really great kid. Really great guy. Like a little brother to me. So yeah, what's up, buddy? Good to see you here. Dang, I'm really behind. They were going to kill Gail in 5 instead of Dewey, but the producers struggled to get Courtney back, so they settled on killing Dewey. Also, when she came back, she put in the contract that Gail can't die. Yeah, well, I don't know how much all of that's true, but I do know that she was an executive producer and she had some sort of creative control over her character. So that, I'm pretty sure that had a big part of it. But also, is she still going to be an executive producer on this? Does she still have creative control over her character? And if that's the case, then we probably won't see her die in this next one. They need to take that creative control away from her, in my opinion. Apollo Balboa, 1985. Am I the only one not happy about Kincaid not being Sid's husband? Also, why have the Meeks twins? Why have the Meeks twins been back? Maybe they will be the opening kills. That's what we've been talking about, bro. Where you been? I know I'm a little bit behind, so I might already answered your question. I'm not quite sure. I'm trying to catch up on the chat. Sorry, y'all. Super chats do go to the front of the line, but hey, also, what do y'all think about this? Y'all think integrating super chats for prank calls on the live stream, and we could like anybody, like you got a loved one, you got a friend, you got a best friend that you joke around with, you want me to do a GHOSTFACE prank call with them right here on the channel? I'll do that. If you don't want it GHOSTFACE, if you want me to do a different character, I'll do that as well. If you just want me to prank them, I'll do that. I just think that's a cool idea. I love prank calls and prank videos and stuff like that, and I haven't seen it done in any other live stream, but I think that would be really cool to do that on the live for the viewers. And I think it'd be kind of funny I think it'd be very, very entertaining. But yeah, let me know about that. It's right down below. I don't know if y'all read that. Anyway, smash that like button if you're coming in and coming out. At least do that. I really appreciate it. Helps out the channel a lot. Love your faces. T. Parker Evans says, I love the substance, and it's uncanny how Courtney Cox and Demi Moore look. They do look, they kind of got some, yeah, a little bit. Now, yeah, with the, you know, the surgeries and stuff, yeah, they're kind of looking more similar. But yeah, substance is really cool. I like the substance. Rocky Balboa says, I love Scream 4. I never watched 3. It's my least favorite. Wow. Hey, I hear that. I hear that. I still like 3 over 4. Even though it's goofy too. I just think the characters are better in Scream 3. I love Dewey and Gail's relationship in it. I don't know. It feels, the characters at their core feel more like Scream than in Scream 4. I felt like in the entire time in Scream 4, even like Neve Campbell was phoning it in. Like, she just didn't feel like Sidney to me. It felt like she was just there and reading lines. And I didn't like the way they handled Dewey in it. Like I don't know. Like, there was just so many things that just, like, I was like, something's off here. I couldn't put my finger on it for a while. Cody says, what if they bring Stu back in Scary Movie and he ends up being a killer where someone takes off his mask and they said, aren't you Matthew Lillard? And he says, no, I'm Stu Machete. What? I don't know, man. Maybe. Taylor Gray's in the house. Hello, what's up, Taylor? Welcome to the party. Good to see you, my friend. Love everyone. That's right. That's how we all need to be. Paula, love everybody. Even Mark Evans, even though it's not Mark Kincaid. Let's try to love. I don't know. Cody, would you be mad as fuck if they actually showed Stu in the trailer for? Hell yeah, I'd be mad as hell. Hell to the yeah. Hell to the no. Yeah. No, I don't want that. I don't want that at all. That would make me really mad. Thomas Clark says, according to the casting calls, Sidney has Isabel and 2 more kids under 8 years old. Movie working title name is Scar Tissue. Man, I hope those 2 little kids don't get in the way. I hope they aren't, like, you know what I mean? Like, I could see, like, Isabel, like, babysitting them. And there's, like, this whole, like, you know, like, the babysitter urban legend, and Mom, Sidney's not here, and she gets a call from GHOSTFACE, and she has to protect the kids, you know? Like, I could see that, like, near, like, the end of the movie. Or maybe even I don't know, they could put that anywhere, but Like that will give us a chance to see Isabel's strength, as if she kicks Ghostface's ass and he runs off, you know, and maybe she gets harmed, but she doesn't get killed, but she protects the kids, and that brings Sidney and Isabel together. And maybe Isabel didn't know anything about. Well, it'd be kind of hard not to know about your mom's past and all that, but I don't know. Be a bonding moment. Gail's got more lives than a cat. Yes, she does. And I think she's had her nine lives are about up. King says, all I know is in Scream 7, Sidney better be careful around Gail, because Gail is bad luck in the span of 5 films. Gail got Dewey, Tatum, Randy all killed. Especially Randy, who leaves their van unlocked. Yep. She's bad news bears. Cody says, I meant to say, what if they bring in Matthew Lillard in Scary Movie and he ends up being a Ghostface, like a parody of... That would be... Cody, I kind of like that. If they don't take the whole Matthew Lillard approach in Scream, but if they used it in Scary Movie, I think that would be kind of cool. I think that would work. That would work. I'd rather it be the opposite. I'd rather it be Scream, but if they don't use it for Scream, if they use it for Scary Movie, that's alright. Also, I have an idea on how Dewey gets to be in 7. What if instead of him being called Dewey in 7, David Arquette appears as someone at a party that crosses paths with Gale? I don't know, man. I don't know about that one. I mean, if they did the whole... They're playing themselves. They took the Wes Craven New Nightmare approach, and they were playing themselves, and it was like all the Scream movies were just movies, and now everyone's playing their own selves, and they're David and Courtney and Nev and all that. Maybe. I don't think that should really happen, honestly. Cody says, Sidney should have died. She promised she would write about Dewey. You mean Gail, right? Gail should have died. She promised Dewey, but no, she wrote about the killings. Yes, she can't be tried. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I think you mean Gail. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think it's her time to go. I think she should have a redemption. Like, she does write that book about Dewey, and she has that touching moment and reminiscing about Dewey, but then she still gets killed. So she goes out with a good heart, but she's done too much bad. It's unforgiven. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's what should happen. I don't think she should just go out as a bad person, but she still needs to go out. That's what I'm thinking. You know, it's just time for her to go.
I'll be back your ass.
Yeah, B-box your ass. All right, that's it for Destination Station. I think this is going to be a good spot for us to end the night. I'm so happy for the turnout. You've all been amazing. Thank you for coming in strong with your questions. Scream Talk is in full effect. Back next Friday night, 10 p.m. Central. We're going to have horror talk throughout the week, so stay tuned. Subscribe to Destination Station. Like this video. Subscribe it anywhere and everywhere. Let's get the word out. It's a great time to be a Scream fan. I love your faces, and thank you for everything. Thank you for your continued support, and I hope to see you back on another stream because I love this. If you want more watch parties, let me know. We can do a live stream watch party. I'll invite you on to the stream. If you want to become a member, you can click right there and become a member and become an official stationeer and come on the stream, and I'll review them. We can watch them together. We'll have the whole audience like we have here tonight. Movie of your choice. I love your faces. Stay tuned for more news. I'm gonna get to the next couple of comments, and then we're gonna call it a night because old Des is getting sleepy. It was even more stupid she survived being stabbed by glass of all things. I know. Yep. Taylor says, I'm doing good. It's been a long time since I caught you live. Oh yeah, it has been a long time. It's been a long time since I've been live, so I'm glad you were able to hang out tonight, Taylor. We're going to have this regularly, so hit that bell notification so you'll be notified every time I go live. So yeah, we're in full swing. So yeah, great to see you. I hope to see you back. Cody says, honestly, the teacher kill in Scream 6 has to be my favorite kill. All right, cool. Have a good one. Thanks for the stream. Absolutely. I love your faces. And as always, I'll see you later. Or I'll see you on another time. I'll be right back.
I'll be right back.